first, begin thanking you for letting us some time for this interview and welcoming you to Track to Hell. First of all, how are things going on right now, personally, and with the band, with Before the Dawn?
Really, really good. Like it sounds like a cliche, but we are living the best era of the band at the moment.
Mm.
So far, it looks that there's only good things happening. Of course, I shouldn't say that aloud because something bad will happen always when
Oh,
when it
oh
go too
God.
well. But yeah, I think things look like super good. On a personal level, I think I speak for the whole Finnish population. We have a huge heat wave in
Oh,
Finland. It's like record breaking. It's
oh
been like
God.
plus 30 for 2 weeks in a row, and that's just too much for Finnish human beings. So this is like band is doing well, but we
Mm.
are suffering in Finland.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Finland. I haven't seen I think I haven't seen a single picture of Finland where there's no snow. I don't know if that's the reality or it's the bands, because how all Finnish bands sound. It's impressive. It's impressive to hear that. To have a little more context behind, Before the Dawn, I wanted to talk about that. This band was, as far as I know, your first solo band,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So it started back in 1999, and you released 7 albums, and then decided
yeah.
to end it in 2013 to focus more on Wolfheart. And I think I personally knew you about from Wolfheart. Um, so it was quite impressive to hear that this band was like from the 90s, basically. Uh,
Yeah.
so what made you decide to bring back Before the Dawn back in 2021?
It was completely accidental. That
Oh,
it was never supposed to happen. It was never supposed to it was completely unplanned. It's a short story to tell, but it all started when Paavo, our new vocalist, participated on Voice of Finland competition.
oh God.
And I don't watch that those kind of like programs in TV at
Mm,
all. But suddenly this was like 3.5 years ago. Our guitar player Juho calls me in the middle of the evening, like turn on the TV. Somebody's doing Before the Dawn Dead song in national TV. I turn the TV on and I see Paavo doing Dead song, and
mm,
he did really well, and he ended up being actually in the finals. He was on the
mm,
second place, I think. I never met the guy before, but I started talking with him through Instagram and Messenger, I think, during the competition. And once Voice of Finland was done, I asked him like, would he be interested of doing some kind of like collaboration? I probably have
mm,
some songs that could fit for his voice. And we went to studio. We did a song that was supposed to be Paavo's solo project or something like that. I was supposed to be just like the kind of like the ghostwriter that I
mm.
just write music for him, and I would be completely in the background. It would be something for Paavo. Once the song was mixed, the first thing came into my head was like, this sounds like Before the Dawn. And then I sent
Mm.
that song to all previous members of the Before the Dawn, our sound guy, our studio guys, everybody who used to be vital part of the band and the crew back in the days, and they all agreed, like, yeah, this sounds like something we should actually do. Everybody was just like green
Mm.
light from every direction, and then
Yeah, yeah.
without no, we didn't have any meetings, we didn't have any plans, and suddenly we had Before the Dawn with the new singer and the first single that we'd released later on, and it was titled Downhearted. So it's, yeah, completely accidental. If
Yeah.
Paavo would have chosen another song for that evening in Voice of Finland, we
Hmm.
would be here.
Kind of like a butterfly effect. And
Exactly. Yeah. So one decision led to another one, and now we are here releasing our second album after the comeback. So yeah,
mhm.
things work funny way sometimes.
Do you get any comments about, Stormbringers, the comeback album?
Yeah, like there was mostly really good feedback. Then there was it went a little bit funny because we released Downhearted as an individual single. We didn't have a
Mm.
deal or really like like clear plan of the album, and we just released that one song, and it got really like amazing feedback. Like 99% was people were super happy about everything on the song. And
Yeah.
then I don't think they realized that this is gonna be the new Before the Dawn, because
Mm.
with the same group we did Stormbringers, and then there was a little bit more like questions about like who is this new singer and why is not Lars doing vocals. Like
Mm.
I think the first song was kind of like more like a shock, and people didn't really understand that this is actually the new lineup that we are actually bringing back. So there was some confusion with that album,
Mm.
but we got EP already, and now with the three singles out for this album, now it's a lot more clear for the fans also that this is the Before the Dawn of this age, and this is what we want to do. And it was never supposed to be like this nostalgia thing just for
Mm.
the old fans, because of course we want to find new fans. We know that with our music there's a lot more fans we can win and a lot more new listeners we can find. So it's not just us trying to please the fan base that was existing 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it was in 2021, I would have thought that it was, as you say, some kind of nostalgic thing, because you remember with the pandemic that everyone got into kind of a weird shit, really weird
Yeah,
stuff, and I don't know. You remember that band I had some time ago? Well, let's bring that back. It
yeah,
happened a lot. Tell us a little about, this new album called Flare Eternal, called Flare,
yeah.
considering the hit in Finland. Tell us a little about this album. You will be releasing it on September 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, September 5th. It can also like we when we started writing and working with the music, we agreed not to think too much, like not to like I think with Stormbringers, it was a little bit more conscious thing, like trying to sound like Before the Dawn.
Yeah.
And this new album, we didn't want to like think about the past of the band at all. Just write exactly the type of music we want to play at this moment, because we are very different people, each member of the
Mm.
band that was existing back in the days. And also, we did very varied style of albums back in the days. There's a lot of like if you compare like albums like 4:17 a.m. or Phoenix Rising, the other one
Mm.
is more like 90s grunge metal, more closer to Catatonia even. And the other
Yeah,
one
yeah.
is with blast beats and a lot of like really fast bass drums, more epic like really melodic death metal. So on this album, we just wanted to like write music that we would really enjoy playing right now. And I think
Mm.
the fact that we accidentally again we found a really good agency, and we accidentally started touring a lot. That was also not planned. I had
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
hard. Juho plays in Swallow the Sun. Guru, our bass player, plays in at least four active bands. So
Mm.
we didn't think that we could even be able to tour, that we could get the schedules work. And suddenly we've done already two European tours, several tours in Finland. And
So,
more we play together, more clearer it is for us
hmm.
that the live energy of the songs is the driving force of the band at the moment. So we really
Yeah.
wanted to like write and make an album that would be our favorite thing to play live.
Mm. Not this music you want to play, not necessarily the music that one thinks is proper to for Before the Dawn.
Yeah, like I think this is a very good Before the Dawn album. It's very
Mm.
much for the dawn, but not that we
Mm.
try to sound like, or we try to respect certain
Mm.
like patterns we used to have in our music. It was just mainly to have a really good like a live album.
Not merely a copy of the old material.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm not mistaken. On Cold Flare Eternal, you're only created as a drummer.
I play guitar also in the studio. Like
Oh yeah.
I play all the rhythm guitars on this
Mm.
album and the previous one, but
Mm.
live I only play drums.
So yeah, because I was thinking, because when you started, it was a lot of different instrument. You play guitars or bass or keyboards or vocals and so on. What made you want to, just play drums live, at least live, just to spice things up or change a little?
Well, well, I used to play drums in many of the older
Okay,
Before
I
the
know
Dawn
that.
albums.
I know that.
So
I know
like
that.
there's a lot of songs that I always wanted to play as a drummer that I never
Yeah.
get to do because I used to be the guitar player and the singer. So there's a lot of songs that I really wanted to play as a drummer. And Wolfhard is also super active. We're gonna tour a lot this and
Mm,
next year. So I don't have any more needs to be in the spotlight. I don't
mm,
like I get my share of being in the
yeah.
front of the audience. I get my
Mm,
share of doing vocals. So I really, really also enjoy just sitting back and focus on the drums
mm,
because you get a completely different perspective for the music when you
yeah,
are
yeah,
drummer.
yeah.
So I really enjoy that I can switch from guitar to drums, and
Mm,
that makes a lot clearer separation for me also with the bands. I have a different like approach
mm,
with each band now when we go on tour. And I think it's a lot better for the audience. It's a lot clearer. Now, Paavo is the frontman of Before the Dawn, and I'm frontman of Wolfhard. That separates those bands also a lot more clearer.
yeah, it makes a more different bands because imagine if you had like 4 or 5 different bands with Tuomas Saukkonen
Yeah.
singing and playing guitar, you wouldn't be able to to differentiate any of them. So, is there a song on the album that you feel especially proud of?
But there's few actually. There's well,
Mm.
quite many to be honest. But yeah, I would say the whole album. The whole
Oh,
album came out to be so well, and there's like yeah, I would say the whole album is something I'm super proud about.
mm. You sound like a father when they ask them who's your favorite child.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, the album is not even out yet, so I don't even like every day I have a different favorite
Oh,
song when I listen to the album, and every day I have different favorite song I want to put on the set list. So it depends.
yeah.
Now I'm so emotionally attached still
Mm,
that it's just about my mood. What is my
yeah.
favorite? But
Yeah, I get that. I get that. You have released a lot of albums. I was looking at the list of material you have released, and it's quite insane, the amount of albums and EPs you have put out. In February of this year, you released a new Dawn of Solace album. And last year you released a new Wolf album. Almost every year you have at least a new album out with one of your bands. How much time do you devote to writing and composing?
not as much you might imagine.
Oh,
Like let's put it the other way around. Always when I touch the guitar, I usually try at least to write something new. Like I
mm,
do practice certain amount, but I only practice for exactly what I need. I
mm,
don't need bigger skill sets anymore unless I write a new song that is faster or more technical, and then I push my limits a little bit higher. But most of the playing, especially with guitar, it's just songwriting.
mm,
So because a lot of guitar players, like Vagelis, a solo guitar player, of course, because he plays the solos, just to maintain that speed and technique abilities, he needs to play 1 or 2 hours per day. I
mm-hmm,
can put that time into songwriting, at least most of that. So it's most of the playing is actually songwriting for me. And then when I write something new, then I practice that so I can be ready in the studio when I go and do some pre-production versions or something like that.
mm-hmm.
So I most of my practicing is with some new material or ideas I write.
I think you answered this question before in this same interview. So, do you write, the songs and then decide for which one of your project would work the best, or do you write each song with one of those bands in mind?
I always work like one album at the time.
Oh,
Like if I start to write Dawn of Solace album, then I don't think about any other band until that album is written.
mm,
Like I think that is ultimately the best way, because most of all, I want to create like a whole album that every song complements the whole idea of the album. But if I would just write songs, and then just start picking, like maybe this is Wolfheart, this is Dawn of Solitude, this is Before the Dawn,
Mm,
I don't think that would still create good songs, I think, but I don't think it would create good albums, because I
yeah.
don't my focus wouldn't be on the album. It would be
Mm,
just on individual songs, and the albums would become a compilation of those songs. Not that I would write the songs to support the track list and the line of drama and the storytelling and stuff like that. So, and it's a lot more simple for me also.
mm.
I
We can find a lot of, different, common things between all of your different projects, apart from, you being on them. Uh, what do you think is the difference between all of those different projects? What really divides them?
Yeah, like you said, if you would like chop every riff
Mm,
separately for every of my band, it would be very hard to like separate them. Of course, I have my patterns, and I have like there's certain things I want to write into the music that like I will never like get rid of. But
mm,
I think clearest way is like well, Dawn of Soul is the easiest to separate, because that's where all my sadness goes.
mm.
That's
The
that's
more
just
go
pure
the more
sadness.
gothic stuff.
Yeah, and that's like also like from the emotional point of view. That's like when I write for the Honor Solist, those are not the songs I want to play live. Those are not the songs I get like good energy when I listen to them. That's just
Mm,
I like the darker side completely. Uh, with Before the Dawn, it's even more like even more than Wolfheart is the energy, like the pose. That's the joy of my life. Those, even though if the songs might be heavy, then the riffs might be a little bit dark, but that's like well, when I good example, when I listen to the demos of the latest Before the Dawn album, I always do that in the car, and I was
mm,
always speeding. Like I get so excited, I'm just like I just forgot the speed limit. I'm just, it's like
mm,
so it's like it's energy that really catches me, and that's like and with Wolfheart is I get to mix the mythology and the Nordic pagan
yeah.
culture and stuff like that, and it's more nature based. It's more like a soundtrack to an epic warrior movie that happens in the Nordic forest and landscapes.
Mm,
So I push that music into more cinematic feel, while
mm,
Before the Dawn is just the positive energy that I get from the music, and then Dawn of Solace is the sadness. So
yeah.
it's
Yeah, I see that. I see that. And I hear that. The different scenarios and, images that every one of those bands generate, let's say, create with the songs. What plans do you have for the future? Are there any tours planned?
yes, there is. We're gonna do a tour with Before the Dawn in Finland, starting in the album release date. But in the middle of that tour, we're gonna do European tour with Wolfheart. I'm gonna have both of my bands on the same tour. I think I can say that I don't know when this interview is going to be out, but it's just a matter of days anyway. Wolfheart is also releasing new music this year, so that's going to be
Hmm.
one release more for
Oh God.
not a long list of stuff I've released, and next year both Wolfheart and Before the Dawn are going to be very active touring. Probably next year it looks like the touring schedule is going to be tight enough that I don't have that much time to be in the studio. So maybe I'm not going to release an album next year. I will see.
Hmm,
Maybe it's a tradition that I have to keep.
hmm.
Even though if I don't want to, I can't go 1 year without album. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, both bands are going to be really busy.
Three albums in 1 year. It's insane. As I said before, it's insane.
Well,
But
I can't give any details, but it's not a full length with Wolfheart. So it's going
oh,
to be like two and a
like an
half
EP.
albums.
Oh, like an EP, let's
Yeah.
say. Yeah, yeah. So. Back in 2019, you toured through South America with Wolfhard. Do you remember anything from that particular tour?
I remember a lot. It was our first tour, my personal like first tour ever in South America, and it was the first tour we did with Flesh God Apocalypse, and we
Mm,
done like several tours with them, like North America and Australia also. So getting to tour with the guys was alone very amazing because they are very like fun group of
mm,
people to tour. Usually it's not that easy to find another band that you fit so well like with the chemistry.
mm.
And but of course it was very exotic. But it went super well also. It was like I don't have any horror stories
Oh,
from tour in a way because
mm,
it was really well organized. We had a really good crew. We had a really good like tour manager. I was told from many Finnish bands that if you're gonna tour in South America and it takes longer than 1 week, then it's you're gonna be in an adventure. And
mm,
things might get very like exotic and also a little bit rough, but I only have good memories. Like of course we were in very interesting places at
mm,
like one point, but it was really well organized and yeah, it was a super fun tour.
mm. Yeah, I heard a lot of horror stories about European bands touring South America and getting into some weird shit. But
It
here is
was an adventure for sure,
mm,
but it was like I think we were
fun
lucky because we
adventure.
were yeah, and yeah, it was a good adventure, and we were lucky to be able to tour with the Flesh God Apocalypse because they have a very strong management and
Mm,
agency in South America. So for us, it was just we were just following them wherever they went. So it was I think we were in a very safe place with that because they have done several tours in South America before that. So it wasn't like a first one. They already knew the venues and the promoters, and so there wasn't like a yeah. It was fun. I would do that
mm.
again at any time.
Oh, great, great. So, what would you want to end things up with, with the interview? What would you want to say to the people, watching us and those who will be, listening to this new album called Eternal?
Well, enjoy the music and come and see us live. As
Ah, we
simple as
will.
that.
We will do.